Now, before I get to this next part, I want to tease one thing tonight. The day that I got married, I thought it was going to be forever. All my life, I said I would never get a divorce. Once I got married, it'd be forever. But sometimes we marry the wrong person. Sometimes situations happen. But before we can truly go on with our life, we have to fully heal out of any relationship, but even more so after divorce. And this is what I found online. It says it will never happen to me. And this ties in so much with this message tonight and the word that God gave me. It will never happen to me. We make the mistake sometimes of believing that when we reach the age of 30, that we are pretty much home free from heartache, especially if we've been married for a while. We are comforted, settled, even cocky. You tell yourself, hey, I've been married a long time. We have a family together. It must be because of something I'm doing right. See that divorced woman over there? She was selfish. That's why her husband left her. If she had been as selfless and as giving as me, he wouldn't have did what he did. See that divorced guy over there? You know he had been too messed up. He had messed up too big for her to have let him go. What a jerk. And then it happens to you. To you of all people. You, the one who changed hundreds of dirty diapers. The one who taught Vacation Bible School since you was a teenager. You, the one who took those babies out of the house on Sunday afternoon so your husband could take a nap. You was selfless as you could be. Not perfect, but you was a good spouse. You held them when they cried. You bit back countless temper tantrums when they screwed up royalty. You were the one who was sick with the stomach flu and was taking care of 3 children under the age of 6 who had it as well. You took his happy call from Disneyland business trip to California. You took it all, and yet it still happened. As in my case, and this is the person that wrote this, sometimes we get so caught up in living that perfect life. That life that you was always determined to have, that you ignore the blunt truth. You don't see what others close to you can see. You choose not to, because if you did, that perfect world would shatter. You would be alone and scared and guilty because you brought these children into this world, and they have to battle with this thing called divorce. You would know your life would turn upside down, but you would have no idea how many people you loved would turn their backs, not until the process began. People who were supposed to love you, or at least claimed they did, would now pretend that they didn't see you at the grocery store. They will walk by you at church and pretend to be distracted by someone else as soon as your eyes meet. And you will soon realize that you had done the same thing back when your life was, quote, perfect. Loving someone who can't love you happens more than you ever think. If sacrificing your life for others won't make you love them, honey, nothing will. They are either incapable of loving anyone, or just incapable of loving you. It doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It means something is wrong with them. No matter how low your self-esteem may be, there is still always that part of you that wonders, why can't he love me, especially if you love him so much. And this is also coming from the same person. In my situation, I was so stubborn that it took an act of God to open my eyes to the truth. He reached inside of me during a moment of typical frustration, a feeling I was more accustomed to, and he plucked out of me what I didn't need anymore. My feelings had endured for 20 years, and suddenly, incapability gone, vanished without a trace, and never to return again. Some may say it was just reaching my breaking point, But I don't believe that because it happened to me, I felt that switch flip. My love turned to nothing. It didn't turn to hate. It just disappeared in the blink of the eye. It was God's way of telling me that it was time to let go. And that was written by some unknown artist that I found on Facebook. If you would like to read it, it's Relationships and the Divorce.com/2012/03/21/will/never/happen/to/me. And you can listen to that. I mean, you don't listen to it, but you can read it there. And I just thought I'd share that with you because it kind of tied in to what we was facing here, what I was facing myself, the complex thoughts that was passing my mind, and the things that was trying to discourage me from the path that God wanted me on. And I'm not saying, me personally, I will never be with anyone else again. If God sets somebody before me, I will go for it. But I have to know that it's God. And first and foremost, my ministry is number one. Now and forever, and should always be. And that goes for anybody else tonight. Sometimes marriages happen at divorce because the Bible says we should put no other gods for them. And if we put a marriage or anything else before God, don't you think for a moment that God might not like it? Put nothing before God.